This is the MMA Takes Podcast.
Hey.
With your host, Brian Petrie.
Yes, sir. Oh, man. I did not think I was going to get this one in, boys. I almost just decided to share the Slimeball because I've been on vacation this week. I've been playing with my wife and children and doing things and just really being a lazy fuck. Something I needed after these weeks of turmoil. And so I needed just a week to not do anything. And then I started getting used to not doing anything. So now I'm on Remember the Show. After you probably have already seen Remember the Show. It's live in about 2 hours. So I'm recording this before Remember the Show. I'm taking on Aaron Bronstetter for the shot at the crown. A little trivia. Full disclosure, I am a very good MMA UFC trivia. I've seen Remember the Show, obviously. I'm not good at the game. I don't really. The nickname's going to be good. The face smash, I'm going to be bad. He, she, when they, or he, not he, she, excuse me, he or she, when they put a female filter over a fighter, I'm going to probably be bad at that as well. I'm not confident. And I'm saying this now because I'm getting ahead of it. But it's going to be fun. Bronstetter's a sharp dude. I called him out months ago, so it'll be fun to actually play him. But my recording software that I record this on, a new software that I really like that I was trying to get a sponsorship with, is not working. So we got no graphics on the video side. I almost did audio only and then just did a little video about the slime ball. I decided to say, fuck it. We're going to go without graphics for this one. And we're going to go just straight pick them. And this fucking hand thing, I got to turn this off. This fucking thing right here. Off. Jeez. It does this thing, this camera I got, where if you do a little hand motion, it recognizes it, right? And it moves and the L's and the ups and it's a great camera sometimes, but I can't have that shit. I'm a little sweaty right now. I'm rushing. I was just outside busting up some cardboard, fucking garage full of cardboard, busting up the cardboard. Little girls, my 2 little girls and wife were running. We had this, my parents bought Winnie, my oldest, a few years ago, this little pink Porsche remote control car where we can control the thing, and my little one, it was good, but I'm hot, right? And it's like the type of year right now where it's like 60 out. My house is like 74. That's a little too hot for me. I like it colder than that. It might even be like 76 here. A little too hot for your boy. I like it colder. I would open up the windows, but there's kids outside playing, and then the audio would be affected. You know what I'm saying? Last thing I gotta say, I gotta just complain one thing. Trust me, I'll rifle through these fights. We'll get through them, but I gotta do a little bit of complaining. I'm been wanting to get back in the shape, get back in the boxing, right? And I'm such a little diva, fucking bougie bitch that I gotta have the best of the best. I've had winning gloves before. Japanese made gloves are incredible. I sold them because I'm an idiot. Yada yada. They're in good shape. I want to try a different pair. Blah blah blah. Anyway. I've wanted the green ones forever, right? I used to watch Manny Pacquiao back in the day when he was like on his run and HBO 24/7. And when Pacquiao was on, he had these green winning gloves. I loved them, right? They're impossible to get a hold of. So they had them in stock. I emailed this Japanese company, Winning Japanese, whatever. And they're like, yeah, we got them. So I bought them. I bought it, and they're very expensive. And literally, my bank thought I was, because they're from Japan, right? And you're ordering something from Japan. So my bank thought it was like a whatever. So they put a hold on my card. Didn't go through. So then I switched to a credit card. And then I had to go through that thing. But luckily with the Apple card, it's a lot easier than having to put a phone call. So anyway, I tried to order them. It was like 20 minutes later, I finally ordered them. But they told me they were in stock. I shared it on Instagram. I took a picture of the green gloves, whatever. So I'm getting back into it. Yeah. And it's like, a couple days ago, and I'm impatient as fuck. So I email them like, hey, just want to make sure those green gloves are in stock because, again, these fucking greens are like custom colored. They're hard to get. Yada. Just make sure they're still in stock. You told me that they were still in stock, blah, blah, blah. They emailed me this morning and go, oh, actually, they sold right before you bought them. So we're not going to get another pair until July. But we have other colors if you want them. So I said, well, what's the other colors? Even though I'm just going to get my money back. less the other colors. But the custom, like what? You don't email me 2.5 days go by. I'm sitting there. I've been waiting for 6 months. Longer than that, sitting there with this, and they're expensive. You couldn't have shot me an email, go, hey, those gloves you bought, they're sold. You want another pair? You want your money back? What is this customer service in Japan? What are we doing? I love Japan. It's one of the only few countries I would love to go to. What are we doing with the customer service? Huh? What are we doing here? All right. That's it. That's my complaint. Fucking. I'm not going to get into it. I need podcast juice to get me going here, get the blood going here. I'm a little nervous to play Aaron Bronson there. I'm not going to lie to you. Here we go. Romana Pasquale, plus 135 versus Tamirs Vidal. I believe I'm saying that now. Minus 155. So the newcomer who got here late because of some shit down in Brazil, flew in late, thought this fight was going to get canceled, wonder how the weight cut's going to go. Both women are a little on the thicker side. I mean that very complimentary. Romana Pascal is actually a pretty good-sized woman, cut down to 35. That weight cut's going to be a problem, but she's been in the States long enough. I'm worried about Vidal, even though she's not that tall. Submission offense, I don't think she has much on the feet. She's aggressive, but she wants to get the fight to the ground and submit you. Romana Pasquale has looked absolute terrible in the UFC. She's looked very tough. I'll give her that. She's tough. But besides that, she hasn't looked great. I couldn't find much on Vidal. I looked at her record. I cross-referenced who she fought. I'm going on, one of those things. Charlie and It's Always Sunny with the red string and, Carol from HR. I'm doing one of those things with Vidal. I'm going to go Pasquale here as a number play. I don't really know how to cap this fight. I have no idea who's going to win, truth be told. But Pasquale didn't get flight delays. She's been in the States. I believe she's training in Vegas most of the time, even though she's repping China. I'm going to take Pasquale at plus 135 against the newcomer here, where I think is very limited offensively. I mean, she could be an absolute fucking killer on the ground, and I can be underestimating her. She's 6-1 though, and her competition has been kind of mid, so I doubt it. But at plus 135, give me Pasquale starting the night off with a dog, baby.
Hello? Okay, this is dog.
Okay, that's a dog. Next up, Jake Hadley. Jake Hadley. Minus 275. This number's come down a little bit. Got these lines yesterday. Against Carlos Candelario. He is a plus 230. I love this fight for Jake. This is a good rematch fight. Carlos fought. Why can't I remember his name? Japanese young man who I love. Tatsuro Tara. Fought Tara his debut. Tara's a very good grappler. Couldn't finish Carlos, but took him down quite often. And Tyra, who I think is a good grappler. I don't know if his takedowns are elite. I think Jake Hadley is a very good grappler. I think he's coming off that loss to Nascimento where he got out grappled. He was surprised, undefeated, confident kid, coming from Contender Series. I got to imagine his last fight lit a fire on this young man's ass. Lit a fire under it. I have to imagine. Young, confident kid losing to his own game against Nascimento where he was a big favorite. He's a big favorite here against Carlos Candelario, and I like the number. It's trending lower. So minus 255 is I think what DraftKings had it. I had plus 270 or minus 275 the other day. So again, trending lower. Give me Hadley here. Slimeball parlay candidate. Now, again, I don't have my graphic, so I can't share the graphic. I will share it on social media. I will tell you the Slimeball at the end. Give you the numbers, whatever. Interesting Slimeball. But Hadley is a candidate for sure. I know he burned me in Nascimento. I had him. I think he was my mortal lock. I definitely had him in a Slimeball. Burn me. But I'm going to give the young man another chance here just because I think he is that good. Johnny Munoz Jr., he is a minus 215 favorite. He's fighting Ludwig Shalalan. God damn it, Brian. Plus 185. Ludwig, finally contenders, the Ultimate Fighter, looked pretty good. I know he's had some issues. I know he's Ukrainian, so he's obviously had some fucking issues with that. I mean, I can't even imagine what's going on over there. But he is a pretty solid fighter. I think he's getting undervalued here at plus 180 or 185 here. No, he hasn't won a fight in the UFC yet. Went on the Ultimate Fighter, right? So he beat Mitch Raposo, who was like the number one ranked guy. Lost to Ricky Tercios, who ended up winning the fucking thing. And then his debut in the UFC, which was back in September of 2021, he lost to Jack Shore, who's a pretty fucking good guy. Now he's getting Johnny Munoz Jr. here. I always think Munoz is like this, I always think he's like the king alpha male guy. I don't know if he even trains with alpha male anymore. He's from California. He's from Corona, California. But he's win-loss. But look at Nate Maness' decision loss. He didn't look great. And Nate Maness fighting on his card. Looked pretty good. Jamie Simmons, who I don't even know if he's on the roster anymore. One of the worst guys on the roster. And then Tony Gravely's a very good fighter. He got knocked out in the first round. So he is 1-2 in the UFC, and he's getting a big number here against Ludwig. I think Ludwig is a grinder, tough grappler. Munoz, obviously, I think he's going to have some good wrestling chops here, but I don't know if it's that style is going to be okay with Ludwig. This could be a close fucking fight, right? I think Munoz probably going to be a little bit better on the feet, even though he has been chinny in the past. I think Ludwig is going to push a pace and have awkward style wrestling. I don't think he's going to get put on his back a lot. I think the scrambles and everything are going to make a difference. Cardio, always bet cardio. I don't know which cardio I'm going to bet on here at 135. They should both have good cardio being at this weight, but that's not always the case. Give me Ludwig as a dog here.
Okay, this is dog.
Okay, there's a dog. I don't love it. Now I'm just now realizing I don't have any of my dog or mortal locks on here. This is a complete fucking rush job. Let me, all right, I don't know who my dog is. Sorry, boys. By the way, mortal lock is going to be Jake Hadley, excuse me. I do love that guy. That's who I like. Now I just got to do my send him home. Send him home. Who do you guys like send him home? Come on, talk to me through the screen, even though this isn't live. Who do you like send him home? Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. All right, fuck it. He was gonna be one of my mortal locks as well. Might as well make him send him home. All right, so sorry, I'm behind here, scatterbrained, whatever. How to get those dogs out? So mortal lock, Jake Hadley. That's the mortal lock demon. He's coming out. He likes Jake Hadley in that fight. Ludwig Shalalan is my dog play, but he's not a dog lock. I like him. That's 2 dogs already. Plus 185 is just too big for a very awkward guy who lost to Jack Shore, okay? Johnny Munoz Jr., who sounds like Cool Car Johnny, from like the Greasers or something. Yeah, he's not fucking Jack Shore. So what are we going to do? Junior Fry, plus 100. This line's moving versus Polyana Viana. She is minus 120. I don't know if she was one of the females. I think she was one of the females that got caught in Brazil as well. Pretty face. I think she's the one. Is she? I always get confused with the girl that beat up the robber. Did she beat up the robber? She had a horrible start to her UFC career. 1-1, lost 3, 1-2, lost the reach here last time out. Armbars over Emily Whitmire and Mallory Martin. Lost to Hannah Cypher and JJ Aldridge, which is not, and then Veronica Mercado as well, which is not as great. Lost her. She's getting better, but she fought Tabitha Ricci, who is, kind of a little stud, she's tough to get out. She's going to be something that you're to look forward to. And Junior Fry, former champion, strong. It won't got strength. And she's a plus number here, so I'm going to go Junior Fry again. I'm not going to waste my breath and talk about what could happen in this and that. I'm going to go dog shot. Junior Fry, I think she control Polyana. I think you obviously got to watch out for the armbar. Polyana Viana's got a dangerous armbar. Junior Fry likes to get to fight to the ground, likes to be on top. So got to be careful about that. Hopefully Junior Fry, 11-7. Decent record, has kind of been up and down the UFC a little bit. Obviously former champion outside there, but I think she's kind of finding her stride now. Physically, she's in her peak. She looks great. So I'm going to go Junior Fry, and you're giving me plus money on another women's fight. Let's go. Boom. I'm going to take it. Next up, Mario Bautista, 10-2 versus Benito Lopez, 10-1. We haven't seen Benito in a while. I believe, he had 2 fights in the UFC. I know he got a beautiful, just got guillotined by, so he's 2-1 off the Contender Series, but Manny Bermudez, that guillotine choke, old Manny Bermudez. Manny Bermudez was really good. Could not make weight, fell out of the UFC. I think let's take a look at old Manny. Is he even winning on the regional scenes? Did he retire? So he's 15-2. He hasn't fought since 2020. He guillotined someone back in 2020. A guy 17-11. 1 fight outside the UFC, but hasn't fought in 20. He might have retired. He's 28 years old. This kid obviously has some weight cutting issues, but dangerous when he got a hold of your neck. That guillotine he hit Benito Lopez with was fucking gorgeous. Coming off a win over Vince Morales his last time out back in 2019. So we haven't seen this kid in a while. Benito Lopez, the golden boy. And then you got Mario Bautista. This guy had been burned on this guy so many times. He's so electric. He's flying knees and he looks really good. You guys remember the Corey Sandhagen fight where he fucking had Corey Sandhagen in all sorts of trouble and then just gave it away. You know, blew his wad. Good learning experience. Comes back and gets 2 wins. Knocks out Miles Johns. Then gets knocked out by Trevin Jones, which is, you know, he was winning that first round and Trevin just, you know, 5-star Jones, baby. Just caught him. Jay Purin, good win. Brian Kelleher, his best win, rear naked choke his last time out where he looked fantastic. Good camp. This kid's always improving. Good stand-up chin. Worries me a little bit. Not against Benito here. Benito's going to want to try to grind him out a little bit. I think Bautista had that fight already with Kelleher. I think Kelleher's a better grappler than Lopez. I think Lopez maybe might have better wrestling, but I think Kelleher's the better grappler. He's more dangerous, and Bautista passed that challenge. So give me a Bautista and give me here by finish too. This could be my send him home. Send him home, baby. I don't have a fucking... I need to get Johnny Anik to send me that, man. I need to get him to do that. I don't want to ask any favors of him because he's done enough for me, but I would love to get that sent to me. Anyway, Benitez, send him home. I love this spot here. You can throw him in a slime ball if you want. You can play by finish, which I'm sure is going to be a decent little number considering Benito Lopez is 10-1. Hasn't been, only been finished once, only has 1 loss, hasn't been around for a while. You could probably get a nice little number on that, but I'm going to go Bautista here. And I like this pick. I'm a little confident. I mean, he's minus 225. It's not like, you know, he's some, you know, minus 130 steal. Like, he's a beefy number, but I like the matchup. Miranda Maverick, she is a minus 600. This line is climbing too versus Shanna Young, plus 450. Rematch where Maverick beat her before. They were supposed to fight a couple months ago and someone got sick, so they're rebooking it. I wouldn't be surprised if the fight falls out again. I don't think Shanna Young wants to fight Miranda Maverick. Miranda Maverick left her hometown, is training with some beasts now, has got a stable of women fighters who are all studs out in Colorado, California, Arizona, something like that. Somewhere out there, guys. And she's an absolute stud already, but getting better. And I think she beats Shannon Young, pillar to post here, boys. I think she smokes Shannon Young. I like Miranda Maverick here, big, obviously 6-1. It's not juicy. It's not worthwhile. It's not whatever, but I like Miranda Maverick. I like her probably by finish, TKO submissions, how she got her last time. I like any of those. Give me Miranda Maverick. Fear the VA for my boy Timbo. Next up, Derek Minner. Hardly know her. Nailed it. Plus 170 versus Shaleon Nurendembeki. And I think I got that. This fucking guy has fought 47 times. 2-0 in the UFC. What is he in the UFC? He's very big, strong. I've faded him before. 2-1 in the UFC. Lost to Joshua Kulabau, which is no shame in that. Kulabau is a tough, durable dude who's good to get wins like that. He lost last time before he came to the UFC. He lost out to Zhu Rong, who's also in the UFC. The young kid knocked him out in round 1. Beat Sean Choriano, beat TJ Brown. The TJ Brown fight screams big to me because Derek Minor, hardly know her. He likes to grapple. He's got good submissions, cardio, whatever. He's going to initiate the grappling. He has a lot of experience, 39 fights. Been in the UFC longer, but Nurendembeki, which the thing is, the fade Chinese fighters, especially the men. Women have been killing it, but the men have been kind of, right? But I think this kid's going to do good things here. I think he's just going to smother Minner. I don't think it's going to be, I think Minner's offensive wrestling is just okay. I think he's good off his back. He's kind of good everywhere. He wants to set up submissions. He wants that chaos. I think Nurendembeki's going to break him down. He's a big, strong guy, wrestling on point, stand-up's okay. Minner's nothing to write home about with the stand-up. They're going to stand up for a little bit till it hits the ground, and that's really where you're going to get your money from. Is Minner that good? You know, he's working with James Krause. You know, he's obviously getting better. Plus 170 is a good number on a guy that can catch a neck, catch a submission, what have you. But Nurendembeki, man, just because I can pronounce his name so good at minus 200, I fucking love it. Love him probably to win by decision. I don't see him finishing Minner unless it's late by some kind of exhaustion situation here. Give me Nurendembeki, minus 200, Slimeball candidate. What you got? What's up? Boom, there it is. Johnson Almeida was supposed to fight. Fight got canceled. Whoosh. Yes, Max and Grisham. Really actually looking forward to that fight because that was going to be a big step up for old Jouten Almeida. Marco Madsen, plus 195 is Grant Dawson. So I gave this pick on the Anakin Florian. I'm sticking with it. It's Mark Madsen. Nice underdog play here. Was thinking about making him my underdog lock, but there's another guy I like instead. But Marco Madsen, this is an interesting fight because both guys, Kenny broke this down perfectly. If you haven't seen Anakin Florian yet, go back and watch that. Both these guys like to be on top. And I can't see a world where Grant Dawson is going to be the guy on top against a guy like Mark Madsen, who is a Greco-Roman style athlete. Olympic silver medalist in Greco-Roman. Now, if you don't know what Greco-Roman is, boys, let me indulge you here. Get a little lesson. Greco-Roman wrestling is different than freestyle wrestling, full style wrestling, where Greco-Roman is only like upper body throws. So very upper body, clinch heavy kind of attacks like that. That's a Greco-Roman style. Randy Couture's Greco-Roman, Matt Lindland back in the day. They had a very good clinch game, take you down off the clinch, what have you. Doesn't mean you can't, these guys don't have good, shots and legs. I'm sure they've all done folk style, freestyle, whatever you want to call it. But I don't see a world where, even he's 38, even he's green, I don't see where Grant Dawson, who I underrate constantly, in a world where Grant Dawson is going to take him down, be on top without Madsen showing up some kind of resistance. I think it's going to be hard to hold this guy down. Grant Dawson's phenomenal. I can see a world where Grant Dawson's jiu-jitsu and grappling is going to be better, where he can take a back and then that's going to be a problem. That's not holding him down. That's just positionally being better. That obviously can happen, but you got to set that up first. I think Mark is going to have to make some mistakes for Grant to do that. I feel like Grant's probably going to want to come out and showcase his striking here, but ego and you're 18-1-1 and grappling got you to the dance. Grappling got you to this wonderful record. You're not going to stray away from it, even though you're going against an Olympic medalist. You're going to test your ego. And with that, I'm going to go with Madsen here. Plus the numbers too juicy. Plus 195 against undefeated fighter, silver medalist at the Olympics, who I think matches up well with Grant Dawson. I think this is a bad matchup for Grant because they both want to do the same things. And Madsen looked really good against Vince Pichel, who is a tough out. I know Vince hated that fight. He was mad about it, whatever. But Madsen did what he had to do. You know what I mean? He did what he had to do. So give me Madsen, not my dog lock, but another dog play.
Okay, this is dog.
In this fight, just to tease it, this might be in the Slimeball too. Just saying. Tagir Ulanbekov versus Nate Maness. Tagir is a minus 190, Nate Maness plus 160. Now, my old dog Nate, my Kentucky boy, wife's from Kentucky. This guy is from Henderson, Kentucky. No idea where that's at. But Nate Maness is a big, big guy from 135. And guess what? He decides that he's going to cut down to 125. And he looks a little sunken in at the press conference or whatever with the media scrum. I don't like that. But I made my pick. I did proper research on this fight. Nate coming off an ugly loss over Usman Nurmagomedov. Usman's probably going to be champ one day, right, at 135. Kid's an absolute stud. Nate, long, lanky, skinny guy, coming to 125 against Tagir, who I think has just looked very average. I think his grappling is so-so. His striking's okay. His kicks are good. But Nate's a dog, man. Nate is a dog. I mean, watch the Gravely fight. Broke his jaw. He came out and knocked Gravely out. Nate's good. He's 14-2. I don't love the cut to 125. That scares me. It scares me in a cardio standpoint because he's not a small guy. How young is he? How old is he? 31. So if I'm in Nate's team, I'm going to say, this is your one chance. Let's go down and get the 125, see how it is. You're 31, you're in your physical prime. We're okay with that. After that, we're back up to 35. I mean, how tall is he? 5'10" for 125 is crazy. I've seen this guy in person. He's not the smallest guy in the world. A little tall, a little lanky, but he is pretty lean, and 125 scares me. So against my better judgment, I'm going to make this my dog lock.
Hello? Okay, this is dog.
Okay, this is dog. Not confident. I mean, listen, I've already have it written down here. I've done the studies. I've done the fucking, put the gif of Zach Galifianakis doing the numbers in his head from The Hangover. I think Nate matches up really well here. I'm really worried about this weight cut and cardio. That's what I'm worried about. It hasn't ever plagued him in the past, but cutting 125 when you're as big as you are, where's it go? I mean, does it come from your dick? Like, do you got a big fat dick and all the weight just comes from your dick? Because you're pretty lean at 35, bro. Where's this weight coming from? It's got to be your fucking dick or your balls or something, man. Jesus. Where's it coming from? But I like Nate. Give me the dog shot. Numbers decent too. This fight stinks. This fight stinks. Josh Parisian. -110 versus Chase Sherman. -110. Lines moving all over the place. What are you going to do? I hate this fight. This is a trash fight. Why is this on the main card? Why is this the third fight for the main event? Parisian's going to win. I think he's going to take Chase down. Chase seems like a cool guy. Took a short notice fight to get back in the UFC. Seems like a fucking tough, cool dude. Follow him on social media. But that doesn't make you worthy to be a heavyweight fighter. And Parisian, I think, is tough. Good on top. Chase is shown to be kind of a fish out of water on top. I think Parisian takes him down. But this is just going to be an ugly, ugly fight. I don't like to question the UFC a lot. They know what they're doing. They know a hell of a lot more than I do. But why is it? This should be the second or first fight of the night. Heavyweights always get this platform, and I don't know why. And that's coming from a heavyweight. I bet you if I fucking sign the UFC tomorrow, I'm getting a spot on the card. Well, I don't deserve that. I hate this fight. I'm picking Parisian. Not going to talk about it anymore. Neil Magny versus D-Rod. Neil Magny 115, D-Rod -105. Interesting fight. Rebooked this co-main event here. I'm glad they rebooked this because D-Rod's got to go through the Magny challenge. Neil Magny is a gatekeeper at 170. The guy has been around since 2001 probably. The guy's been around. They're the same age, but he's got a lot of UFC miles on him. He's been in there with everyone. He's shown a good game, a good grinding game, a good wrestling game, some stand-up at times and times. We don't know what Neil's going to show up. I understand the line. I understand it's close. D-Rod, though, hasn't proven what Neil has. Like, Neil can prove that he can grapple. He's proven that he can take you down. Not a big submission threat, in my opinion, but he's proven he's a grinder, and obviously cardio has always been his big weapon. D-Rod looked good against the Leech. He's looked good ever since he's been in the UFC. His one loss in the UFC is Nicholas Dalby, which I think he won. But D-Rod's got some great straight punches, some great distant management. Neil is long, so D-Rod's going to have to use his range to really get in there because Neil is very, very long for this division. But I like Rodriguez here. I picked this on Nick and Florian. -105 is a good number. I love playing pick'em fights. This is a fight I am going to bet. I can see Magny winning. I see some guys on Twitter I respect really taking a shot at Magny here. I like that. Pick a fight. Pick a side, baby. Pick a fucking side. Put your nuts on the table and pick a side. But I like Daniel Rodriguez. I just think he's kind of in that flow state right now with confidence, everything. I don't think Neil has much on the feet. It's going to be interesting to see how Daniel Rodriguez handles the takedown defense and whatnot. We've seen it a little bit before, but never with a guy like Magny who's really good in the clinch, really good body lock takedown, and again, has that elite cardio where he's going to push a pace. Even though I think Neil looked very pedestrian against Max Griffin, and obviously Rachmanov is a different animal, right? But I like Daniel Rodriguez to win a decision here. Over 2.5 is a great play. Fight goes to decision is a great play. I don't see a finish happening in this fight. I see it being a fairly close fight with finally someone taking over as the later the fight goes. And I believe that's going to be Daniel Rodriguez. All right, main event, Mahina Rodriguez nailed it against Amanda Lemos. God, these Brazilian names, I'm just fucking nailing, baby. Love this fight. Love Marina Rodriguez. This is a fight I'm going to bet. -210. I'm not afraid of that. I think she's going to win this fight hands down. Win by decision. Lemos, she could win by finish now that I think about it because Lemos does fade. She falls off a cliff. 5-round fight with this speed, and she's going to get hit a lot. The more you get hit, the cardio slowly empties out. Lemos can't catch with her speed. Lemos has very good timing, very good power, and I think she can mix in her grappling. I think Rodriguez knows that. I think she's fixing at her grappling, that is. And I think her speed, athleticism, and her timing is just going to be too much for Lemos here. I see it being a competitive fight. Hang on. Maybe not competitive. I see it being a fun fight because I see Lemos, who got there late, right? She was another fighter that flew in late. Hopefully it doesn't mess with her weight cut. But I see her just going out there swinging and then mixing things up. And Rodriguez is just so crisp with her strikes. I see her tagging Lemos with a lot. This is going to be a fun, entertaining fight. Can't wait for the main event. But I like Marina Rodriguez in this fight. I think she should be fighting for a title. I'm very, very high on her. I thought this was going to be a Rose Namajunas fight for her, but it's not. She got him in a Lemos. She's coming off a good win, so it is what it is. But if I was Marina Rodriguez's manager and they come up to me after this fight and goes, we maybe want you to fight Rose for a title. Nah. Maybe because Rose is the name, but then I'd be like, nah, bruh. I'm taking fucking the title or nothing. And I know the UFC doesn't respond well to that, but I do think Marina Rodriguez has earned it. Look who she's beaten. Look what she's done. She's exciting. She's fucking good, man. She's a good fighter. All right. So to recap, I banged this out. I want to do this in 30 minutes. We're at 29:07. Let's go. Mortal Lock, Jake White Kong Hadley. Love the Mortal Lock. Send him home. Mario Bautista. Love to send him home. Dog Lock. More of a puppy lock because I don't love it, but it is what it is. Nate Maness, I would feel much more comfortable if this fight was at 135, but it is what it is. I think he matches up well against Tagir. OVs, these Russian Dagestanians with the OVs in their name, they don't lose a lot. But I think Tagir could lose, right? Cardio is not going to be an issue for him, but I think Nate matches up well with him. He's a big kid at 125. Man, if he matches that weight cut, he could be an issue at 125, although he could absolutely get sucked out and have no chin, and then we're fucked. But Doglock, Nate, send him home. Batista, Morlock, Jake Hadley. Let's go. Now, the Slimeball parlay, which again, sorry I don't have graphics. It is what it is. I could do this editing. I could put it up editing and all this shit, whatever. I'm lazy. Okay, I'm on vacation this week. I'm doing nothing. But Slimeball parlay, give me White Kong. Jake Haley. Give me Shailen Nurnabeki. And give me something that Christian Costello, who's retired from gambling, love the man. Something he's been wanting me to do for a while. I always say you don't mix money line and props, but this prop is a surefire winner. So, Hadley, White Kong, Nurnabeki, and the over 2.5. It's like minus 210 or 205. My over 2.5, Mark Madsen, Grant Dawson. Whew. Plus 205 in the slime. I'm slime forever. That is a winner if I've ever fucking seen one. All right, boys, listen, that is it. Next week, we got a pay-per-view card, jam-packed pay-per-view card. There's like 40 fights on it, Madison Square Garden. I believe we're doing 6 to 7 fights on Anakin Florian this Sunday with the email I just got. So obviously tune in to Anakin Florian. Kenny Florian and I will be breaking down 6 fights. Going to be an extended main event challenge, so to speak. You guys will probably have already seen me on Remember the Show. Either I got my shit kicked in by Bronsteiner, or I won and did well for myself. Again, my confidence level is whatever, just because it is what it is. I don't want to get arrogant or whatever, but it is what it is, babe. Okay, follow me on all social medias. Brian Petrie on Twitter, or excuse me, let me redo that again. Take 2. Brian Petrie MMA on Twitter, Brian Petrie MMA on Instagram. MMA Takes Podcast on YouTube, where you're watching this right now. Hit that subscribe button. We're at 903 or 902 subscribers, under 100 to get to 1,000. I'm giving away shirts. I'll give away locks of my beautiful hair. I got a whole shelf full of shit. I'll give you a Rustin nesting doll. Come on. Let's get to 1,000K. What? 1K. And follow me on all social media platforms, and we're going to have a good time. All righty, boys. That's it.